Wisdom and Wellness Center in Atlanta, Georgia, and I am here to share my 5 tips for getting past perfectionism and just do it. I actually want to share a little introduction to these tips because as I was preparing to record this video, I actually had thoughts of like, let's just not do it, and I don't have the right lighting, and I don't have the makeup, and I don't have a whole studio thing going on to get started, and perfectionism almost showed up and told me, let's not do this, let's just skip it, let's just submit the article. But I decided, no, we are going to implement some of these tips and we are going to record this video, and whatever happens, happens. So my 5 tips for overcoming perfectionism and just getting out to do it, first and foremost, is to show yourself compassion. So you always want to start with being kind to yourself, speaking words of encouragement and empowerment, and maybe you need to forgive yourself for some things, and maybe you just need to express more gratitude for yourself for the things that you're already doing, but you definitely want to start with self-compassion. My second tip is to unlearn and challenge those negative scripts that you've developed over the years. If you've internalized messages from people that you're not good enough, or that there's something wrong with you, or that you'll never amount to anything, or that you can't do hard things, you get to unlearn and challenge those. Think about where those messages and those scripts come from. You are the person that talks to yourself all day, every day, and you want the words that you're saying to be encouraging and motivating. So that takes me to step 3, to tip 3. If you think about showing yourself compassion, you think about unlearning and challenging those scripts, you can also rewrite your story. You can rewrite your narrative. If all of your life you've known yourself to be a certain way, if all of your life you've known yourself to be a perfectionist, you get to change that narrative. You get to say, yes, that's been every day up to this point, but tomorrow is going to be different. I want to think about who my future self is, and I want to get on the path to making my future self a reality starting today. Tip number 4, make failure your friend. The flaw behind perfectionism is that you have to avoid failure. That failure is essentially a reflection of you, and so if you fail, that means that you are a failure. But the reality is, failure is a means to an end. The sooner you fail, the sooner you learn, the quicker you can get on with the things that you're trying to do. So go ahead and put failure over in the passenger seat and just take failure along for the ride with you. The quicker you fail, the more you'll be able to grow, the more you'll fail, and the more you'll continue to grow. Avoiding failure is a way of staying small and playing safe, and so you definitely want to go ahead and embrace failure early so you can get your growth going. The last tip that I have is that maybe you have some childhood wounds that you need to heal. For a lot of people, those first 4 steps can be easy peasy, just snap right into it and start going. For others, for a lot of others, that can be really challenging. Showing yourself compassion, rewriting negative scripts, challenging your story, embracing failure, those things can be really hard. And if you're finding yourself having a difficult time doing that, maybe there are some wounds that need to be healed. And the only way to do that is by seeking the support of a professional. Find someone who has the expertise to address the concerns that you need to address so that you can do tips 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's nothing wrong with seeking professional wisdom and advice if you need it. So those are my 5 tips for overcoming perfectionism in my perfectly imperfect way of presenting. I hope that it's helpful, and I hope that you knock perfectionism out the park and just do it.